Your brain wasn't designed for this. Not for hundreds of notifications, not for endless scrolling, not for carrying the opinions of thousands of strangers in your pocket, not for switching attention every few seconds. And yet, this has become normal. Most people wake up and immediately begin consuming information. Before they think, before they reflect, before they even fully wake up, the modern world asks your brain to process more information in a single day than previous generations encountered in weeks. And the consequences are becoming impossible to ignore. Imagine someone from 200 years ago suddenly waking up in today's world. Within minutes, they would encounter breaking news, social media advertisements, emails, text messages, videos, notifications, an endless stream of information. To them, it would feel overwhelming. But because we grew up with it, we rarely question it. We assume this level of stimulation is normal. Yet normal doesn't always mean healthy, because the human brain evolved in environments that were dramatically different from the one we now inhabit. For most of human history, silence was unavoidable. Waiting was unavoidable. Boredom was unavoidable. People spent time walking, thinking, observing, reflecting. Today, every empty moment gets filled. A phone appears instantly. A video starts instantly. A notification arrives instantly. The result is that many people consume information all day long, without ever giving themselves time to process it. And information that is never processed rarely becomes wisdom. Modern platforms are designed around urgency. Everything feels important. Everything feels immediate. Everything demands attention. A message, a headline, a notification, a trend, a controversy. The brain begins to live in a constant state of reaction, responding, checking, refreshing, waiting for the next update. The problem is that urgency is addictive. The mind becomes accustomed to stimulation. And once that happens, stillness begins to feel uncomfortable. Deep thinking requires uninterrupted attention. It requires time, space, patience. But modern life fragments attention into tiny pieces. A notification interrupts a thought. A message interrupts concentration. A video interrupts boredom. And gradually, the ability to remain with a single thought begins to weaken, not because people became less intelligent, but because the environment changed. The brain adapts to whatever it repeatedly experiences, and many minds are adapting to distraction. One of the strangest features of modern life is this. People often feel exhausted without physically doing very much. Part of that exhaustion comes from cognitive overload. Too many decisions, too many inputs, too many things competing for attention. The brain was never meant to constantly evaluate thousands of pieces of information every day. Yet that has become the default experience for millions of people. And the result is often anxiety, mental fatigue, difficulty focusing, and a feeling that the mind never truly rests. The solution isn't to abandon technology. That's unrealistic. The goal is balance. Moments without input. Moments without stimulation. Moments where attention can settle. Because creativity often emerges from boredom. Clarity often emerges from silence. And self-awareness often emerges when the noise finally stops. Many of the answers people are searching for aren't hidden somewhere online. They're hidden beneath layers of constant distraction. Maybe the problem isn't that you're broken. Maybe the problem is that your brain is being asked to operate in conditions it was never designed for. Constant stimulation, constant information, constant interruption. And perhaps the greatest advantage in the modern world is no longer intelligence, or productivity, or speed. Perhaps it's the ability to protect your attention. Because in a world that constantly demands your focus, the ability to direct it consciously becomes a superpower.